Welcome. Welcome to a place far from here, far from the glow of screens, the hum of electricity, the endless noise of the modern world. Tonight, you don't need to do anything. You don't need to solve anything, or remember anything, or worry about anything at all. Tonight, you are safe. Your only task is to close your eyes when you're ready and let yourself drift back through time, back to a night 3,000 years ago. We are going to ancient Egypt, not the Egypt of pharaohs and gold, but the Egypt of silence and stone and sacred sleep. We are going to the Sleep Temples of Imhotep. Let yourself sink deeper into your pillow now. Feel the weight of your body against the bed beneath you. There is nowhere else you need to be. The sun has set over the Saqqara Plateau. You are standing now on a bluff of limestone, west of the great river Nile. The air, which was scorching just hours ago, has changed. It is cooling rapidly. The desert does this. During the day, the sun turns the sand into fire, but at night, the heat escapes, rising up into a sky so vast and black that it seems to swallow everything. The temperature drops and drops, and the air becomes dry and clean. It smells of dust and stone and something ancient. You wrap your white linen robe a little tighter around your shoulders. The fabric is soft, freshly laundered, and it feels light, almost weightless against your skin. Above you, the stars are emerging, not just a few stars, but thousands of them. Out here, away from any town or village, the darkness is complete, and in that darkness, the sky comes alive. The Milky Way, that great river of light, stretches overhead like a path. The Egyptians called it the Nile of the heavens, and there, rising slowly in the east, is the constellation of Orion. Sa, they called it, the soul of Osiris, god of the dead and of rebirth. You can see it clearly. The 3 stars of his belt, glowing like distant torches. Everything here, even the sky, feels intentional, ordered, sacred. In the distance, far to the east, you can see the faint glimmer of villages, lamplight, flickering along the Nile floodplain, tiny, almost invisible from up here on the plateau. But between you and them is only darkness. The desert foreground swallows all light. Behind you, rising like a mountain of limestone, is the Step Pyramid, the first pyramid ever built. 6 great terraces, stacked one upon another, climbing toward the stars. Even in the darkness, you can feel its presence, a presence older than memory. This is where Imhotep built his masterpiece for King Joseph, nearly 5,000 years ago. And this is where, centuries later, Imhotep himself became a god of healing, a god of dreams. And tonight, you have come to ask him for help. You begin walking toward the temple complex. Your sandals, you left them behind, bare feet on the cooling sand. Each step sinks slightly. The sand is still warm from the day's heat, but the surface has cooled. It shifts and whispers beneath your weight. After a few minutes, the sand becomes stone, smooth limestone, swept clean by temple attendants. The stone is hard and slightly dusty, but it holds a memory of the sun's warmth. It feels good against tired feet. Ahead, you can see the high walls of the temple precinct. Massive blocks of limestone, stacked higher than 3 men standing. They are dark, silhouetted against the starlight. The walls are close together in places, forming narrow passageways. You know that once you pass through, the outside world will disappear. Your heart beats a little faster now. Not from fear, exactly, from anticipation, from hope. You have traveled a long way to be here. Days of walking, perhaps weeks, carrying your offering wrapped carefully in cloth, carrying your pain, your question, your need. Maybe it is a chronic illness that no physician could cure. Maybe it is uncertainty about a choice you must make. Maybe it is simply the ache of living and the hope that somewhere, someone, something might ease it. You are not alone in this. Thousands have come before you. Thousands will come after. This path, worn smooth by bare feet, is a path of pilgrims. As you approach the gateway, you notice the difference. Out here, in the open desert, there was moonlight, starlight, the soft silver glow. That lets you see the shapes of things. But the temple entrance is darker. The high walls block the moon. There is only a single lamp, an oil lamp, set in a niche beside the gate. Its flame, small and golden, flickers slightly in a breeze you cannot feel. The lamp casts a warm glow on the carved stone beside it. Hieroglyphs, tall, formal signs, cut deep into the limestone. In the lamplight, the raised edges catch gold, while the carved lines remain in shadow. You cannot read them, but you know what they say. They are prayers, invocations, names of gods. The smoke from the lamp rises in a thin, wavering line. It smells of warm oil, slightly sweet, slightly bitter. You pause, just outside the gate. This is the threshold. Behind you, the desert, the open sky, the ordinary world. Ahead, the temple, the stone, the sacred darkness. You take a slow breath. The air is cool, in your lungs, clean. And then you hear it. Chanting is coming from somewhere, deep within the complex. Low voices, male voices, rising and falling in a rhythm. That is not quite a melody. The words, if there are words, are impossible to make out. But the sound carries, it echoes, off stone walls you cannot see. It seems to come from everywhere and nowhere. The chant is slow, hypnotic, like a heartbeat made of sound. You feel it as much as hear it, a vibration in the chest, a pulse that matches your own breathing. It is calling you. You step forward through the gateway. The walls close in around you. The passage is narrow, perhaps only an arm's length wider than your shoulders. The stone on either side is cool. If you reached out and touched it, you would feel the slight roughness, the grain of the limestone, the tool marks of ancient chisels. But you don't touch it. You keep walking, slowly. The sound of your breathing seems louder now. The sound of your footsteps echoes softly, a quiet padding of bare feet on ancient stone. The chanting is clearer now, still distant, but clearer. And there is something else, another smell, incense, not the sharp, clean smoke of burning wood, but something heavier, sweeter, thicker. It is kaifi, though you don't know the name, the sacred incense, burned in temples at night. It smells of raisins and wine and honey, of myrrh and cinnamon, and something floral you cannot name. The smoke is almost blue. In the lamplight ahead, it drifts in lazy spirals, filling the narrow passage, filling your lungs. With each breath, you feel something shifting. The world outside, the worry, the pain, the endless thinking. It is loosening. The incense, the darkness, the rhythm of the chant, they are working on you, gently, slowly, like hands, unknotting a tight muscle. The passage opens. You step into a courtyard. It is small, intimate. The walls, still high, still close, But above, the sky has returned, and in the center of the courtyard is water, a shallow basin cut into the stone floor, perfectly still. The surface is like black glass, and in that glass, you can see the stars, the entire sky, reflected below, as if there were two heavens, one above, one below, and you standing between them. The chanting is louder here. It echoes off the walls, fills the space. You can feel it in your bones. This is the outer courtyard, the place of purification. Ahead, through another doorway, you can see the faint glow of more lamps. And beyond that, the sanctuary, the sleeping chamber, the place where Imhotep waits in the darkness, in the dreams, to heal. But not yet. First, you must prepare. First, you must wash. First, you must let go. You kneel beside the water. The stone is cool beneath your knees. You cup your hands and dip them into the basin. The water is cold, shockingly cold. It runs over your fingers, your wrists, your forearms, and for a moment, you are completely awake. And then, as the water drips back into the pool, as the ripples slowly fade, you feel the exhaustion returning. Not the exhaustion of fear, but the exhaustion of finally being safe enough to rest. You have arrived. The water drips from your hands. Each drop creates a circle. Circles expanding outward, overlapping, fading. You watch them. For a moment, there is something hypnotic about the pattern, the way each ripple carries the last one further, the way they never stop until they reach the edge. You dip your hands again. This time, you bring the water to your face. The coldness against your cheeks, your forehead, your closed eyelids, it runs down in thin streams along your jaw, your neck. You feel more awake and somehow more ready to sleep, as if the water washed away not just dust, but the barrier between waking and dreaming. You can hear soft footsteps now behind you. You don't turn around. You know, it is a priest, a temple attendant, someone whose entire life is spent here, in these stone rooms, tending the lamp flames, preparing the incense, guiding pilgrims like you. The priest says nothing. He doesn't need to. Instead, he gestures slowly toward the inner doorway, the one where the lamplight glows, warmer, deeper. You rise from the basin. Your feet leave wet prints on the stone, dark, glistening, disappearing as they dry. The priest begins to walk. You follow. Your wet face is already drying in the night air, the water evaporating, leaving your skin feeling tight, clean, renewed. You pass through the doorway. This corridor is different from the first. The walls here are covered, entirely covered, in carvings, reliefs, cut into the limestone. In the moving lamplight, they seem almost alive. You see figures in profile, gods with the heads of animals, ibis-headed Thoth, writing on a scroll, lion-headed Sekhmet, fierce and protective. And there, Imhotep himself, seated, calm, holding a papyrus across his knees. The shadows shift as the priest walks. An arm seems to move. A face seems to turn towards you. But it is only the light, only the lamp, and the shadows playing. The incense is stronger here, much stronger. That thick, sweet, resinous smell. Kaife. You can see the smoke now, drifting through the corridor. Not grey, but tinted blue in the lamplight. Tendrils of it coiling upward, wrapping around the carved columns ahead. It fills your lungs with every breath, and with every breath, you feel heavier, not unwell, just heavy. Your limbs feel softer, your thoughts slower. The priest ahead of you moves like a shadow, silent, gliding. You try to match his pace. One foot, then the other. Bare stone, cool beneath you. Somewhere, you can still hear the chanting, but it has changed. It is not coming from one place anymore. It seems to be inside the walls themselves, a low, resonant hum that vibrates through the stone, through your feet, up into your body. The corridor turns. You enter a larger space. It is still enclosed, still intimate. But here, there is a room to breathe. Stone benches line the walls, and in the center, a brazier, a bronze bowl filled with glowing charcoal. On top of the coals, lumps of incense resin, melting slowly. They hiss, very softly, a whisper of sound. The smoke rises thick and blue. It swirls in the still air, forming shapes, dissolving, forming again. The lamplight struggles through it. Everything looks softer, blurred at the edges. Your escort priest gestures to one of the benches. You sit. The stone is surprisingly comfortable. Or perhaps you're simply too tired to care anymore. The other priest, the one by the table, steps forward. He is older. You can see that much in the lamplight. His face deeply lined, his head shaved smooth, his eyes kind. He holds a clay cup, small, rough, unglazed. He extends it toward you. You take it. The cup is warm in your hands. You look inside. The liquid is dark, almost black in this light. But on the surface, floating gently, are petals, blue petals, delicate, papery, curled at the edges. Blue Lotus, a sacred flower. You lift the cup closer. The smell is beautiful, floral, but not like any garden flower, you know. Sweeter, deeper, slightly intoxicating, even before you drink. The priest nods, a slow, encouraging nod. You bring the cup to your lips. The liquid is lukewarm, slightly sweet, slightly bitter. Honey, mixed with wine, mixed with the essence of the flower. You drink, not quickly, slowly, letting it rest on your tongue. The taste spreads through your mouth, coats your throat, warms your chest. You can feel it, almost immediately. A loosening, a softness at the edges of your thoughts. The priest takes the cup back. When you've finished, he places a hand, very gently, on your shoulder. And then he speaks. His voice is low, barely above a whisper. He speaks in Egyptian, words you don't understand, but the tone you understand perfectly. You are safe. You are welcome. Sleep now, and the god will come. The doorway is low. You have to duck your head slightly to pass through. And then you are inside, the sleeping chamber. It is so quiet here, quieter than any place you have ever been. The walls are plain, no carvings, no decoration, just smooth, cool limestone. The ceiling is low enough that you feel held, contained, protected. In the corner, a single oil lamp. The flame, barely larger than your thumbnail. It gives just enough light to see shapes. And in the center of the room, a sleeping mat, woven reeds covered with clean white linen. A small pillow, stuffed with straw, wrapped in more linen. Simple, perfect. You move toward it. Each step feels slower than the last. Your body knows what is coming. You lower yourself onto the mat. The linen is cool against your skin. The mat beneath is firm, but not uncomfortable. It supports you completely. You lie back. Your head sinks into the small pillow. The straw inside makes a tiny, settling sound. You are lying down now, flat on your back. Your arms rest at your sides, your legs slightly apart. The position they call the position of Osiris, the position of transformation. You can still, just barely, smell the incense. It has followed you into this room, or perhaps it has always been here. The smoke drifts across the low ceiling, moves in currents you cannot see. Your breathing has slowed, in and out, in and out. The Blue Lotus is spreading through you now. You can feel it in your fingertips, your toes, a tingling, pleasant, warm. Your eyelids so heavy. You try to keep them open, to see the room, to stay alert. But they close on their own. It doesn't matter. Behind your closed eyes, you can still see the faint glow of the lamp, a soft golden orange through your eyelids. The darkness is not frightening. It is enfolding. You are aware of the weight of your body. How heavy are your legs, your arms, your head sinking into the mat, into the stone beneath, into the earth. You are on the edge now, the edge between waking and sleeping, that strange place where sounds become distant, where time stretches and bends. You can hear your own heartbeat, slow, steady, and beneath it, or maybe inside it, you can still hear the chanting, so faint now, it might be your imagination, or it might be the voice of the temple itself, the stones singing. You are waiting for Imhotep, waiting for the dream. But you are not afraid, you are not anxious, you are simply here, in this moment, in this room, in this body that is becoming lighter and lighter. Your breath has become so slow, so shallow. In through your nose, hold. Out through your mouth, hold. In through your nose, hold. The lamp in the corner, the flame seems to be pulsing, growing brighter, then dimmer, brighter, dimmer. Or perhaps that is your vision, fading, returning, fading. The incense smoke swirls, and in the swirls, you start to see shapes. Is that a face? No, just smoke. But then, maybe, you are not sure anymore. What is real? The room is the same, but also different, larger somehow, or smaller. The walls seem farther away or closer. Time has become strange. Have you been lying here for minutes, hours? It doesn't matter. You feel a presence, not frightening, calm, ancient, watchful. Someone is here with you, in the room, or in your mind, or there is no difference between those things anymore. You try to open your eyes, to see, but they won't open. Or maybe they are open, and you simply cannot tell. The darkness and the lamplight have merged into something else, a golden darkness, a dark gold. And in that space, between light and shadow, between waking and dream, a figure begins to form. He is there, Imhotep. You know, without being told. You know, with certainty. He sits before you, dressed in white linen, his head shaved, his eyes dark and deep, and somehow seeing everything, seeing you, not your body, but you. He does not speak, not with words, but you hear him anyway, in your chest, in your bones. Rest. I am here. You are safe. Sleep now, and I will show you. What you need to see, your last thought, before sleep takes you completely, is that you have traveled so far, across the desert, across time, and now, finally, you have arrived. And above the temple, the stars turn. Orion rises higher. The Milky Way arcs across the vault of heaven. Inside the sleeping chamber, you are dreaming now. Deep, healing dreams. Dreams where the god walks beside you. Dreams where he places his hand on your shoulder, on your forehead, on the place that hurts. Dreams where the pain, the question, the burden begins to lift. Not all at once, but slowly, gently. The way smoke rises, the way water ripples and then settles into stillness. You are dreaming, the sacred dream, the dream that heals, and the temple holds you, the stone that has stood for 3,000 years, the incense that has burned for 3,000 nights, the prayers that have been whispered by 3,000 pilgrims. All of it surrounds you, protects you. You are not alone. You have never been alone. Sleep now. There is nothing more you need to do. Imhotep is with you. The temple is with you. The cool stone beneath you. The warm incense around you. The ancient stars above you. All of it is here. All of it is holding you in the darkness of the sleeping chamber, in the silence of the sacred night, in the space between the worlds. You are exactly where you need to be. Rest, rest, rest. In the dream, there is a garden. You did not expect a garden, but there it is. Green, impossibly green, in the middle of the desert. Palm trees, rising tall, their fronds swaying, though there is no wind you can feel, and water, everywhere. Water, a pool, clear and still, reflecting the sky. Channels running between raised beds, where flowers grow, lotus flowers, blue and white and pink, opening slowly as you watch. The air here smells different, not incense anymore, but earth, living earth, wet soil, green stems, the perfume of 1,000 flowers. You are walking, your feet bare, on a stone path. The stones are warm, smooth, each one perfectly fitted to the next. You don't remember deciding to walk, but you are walking anyway, the way you move in dreams, without effort, without question. Ahead, you see him, Imhotep. He is sitting beneath a sycamore tree. The tree is ancient, its trunk twisted and wide, its branches spreading like sheltering arms. He sits cross-legged on a stone bench, just as you saw him on the temple walls, just as you saw him in that first moment between waking and sleep. But now he's more real, more solid. His skin is dark, weathered by sun. His face is calm, patient, knowing. He is not young, but he is not old either. He is ageless, the way gods are. In his lap, a papyrus scroll, partially unrolled. You can see hieroglyphs on it, black ink on pale papyrus, columns of symbols, neat and careful. As you approach, he looks up. His eyes meet yours, and in that moment, you feel seen, completely seen, not judged, not examined, just seen, the way you always hoped. Someone might see you. He gestures to the space beside him, an invitation. You sit. The stone bench is cool beneath you. The shade of the sycamore welcomes you. For a long moment, neither of you speaks. You simply sit together. You can hear the water, the soft trickling of the channels, the occasional plop of a fish rising in the pool. You can hear birds, distant, melodic, calling to each other across the garden, and beneath it all, a deep, resonant hum, so low you feel it more than hear it, the sound of the earth itself. Imhotep sets down his scroll. He turns slightly to face you, and then he speaks. His voice is not loud, not commanding. It is gentle, like water over smooth stones. But the words, you understand them, even though he speaks in a language you've never learned. The meaning simply arrives in your mind. You have come, seeking healing. It is not a question. It is a statement, a simple truth. You nod. Tell me, where does it hurt? You open your mouth to speak, but what comes out is not what you expected. Not a description of symptoms, not a list of ailments. Instead, you find yourself saying, everywhere, and it's true, it's not just your body that hurts. It's something deeper. I'm tired, you hear yourself say. I'm so tired of trying, of fixing, of managing, of holding everything together. The words keep coming. Things you didn't know, you needed to say. I can't sleep anymore. Not really. Every night, I lie there, and my mind won't stop, won't rest. It just keeps turning and turning, like a wheel that has no end. Imhotep listens. He does not interrupt, does not offer quick solutions. He simply listens. I'm afraid, you whisper, afraid that I've forgotten how to rest, how to let go, how to trust that everything will be there. In the morning, even if I stop even for one night, your voice cracks slightly. I just want to sleep, really sleep, the way I used to, before everything became so heavy. Imhotep's hand rests on your shoulder, and with that touch, something breaks open, not painfully, gently, like a dam that has held too long finally releasing. You feel tears, hot surprising, spilling down your cheeks. You didn't know you were going to cry, but now that you've started, you can't stop. And Imhotep simply sits with you, his hand steady on your shoulder, anchoring you. He waits until the tears slow, until your breathing evens out, and then he speaks again. The body knows how to heal itself. But sometimes, the mind forgets how to let it. You have been standing for so long, standing guard, standing watch, standing ready. No wonder you cannot sleep. He removes his hand from your shoulder, picks up the scroll again. Come, let me show you something. The scroll changes. The hieroglyphs are no longer just symbols. They become pictures, living pictures. You see, a river, the Nile, flowing endlessly. The river does not try to flow, Imhotep says softly. It simply flows. When the flood comes, it rises. When the drought comes, it recedes. But it never stops, being the river. The image shifts. Now you see the moon, waxing and waning, full, then dark, then full again. The moon does not apologize for its phases. It does not try to stay full forever. It knows that darkness is part of the cycle, that rest is not failure, it is renewal. The scroll shows a field, farmers plowing, planting seeds, then the same field, empty, fallow, resting, and then, months later, green shoots rising, a harvest more abundant than before. even the earth, must rest, Imhotep says. A field that is never allowed to lie fallow will give less and less. But a field that is given time to restore itself, that field will feed generations. You have been like the farmer who fears the fallow season, he says, who thinks that to stop planting, even for a moment, is to fail. But I tell you, the seeds you have planted will grow, whether you watch them or not. The wheel you think you must turn will turn, whether you push it or not. Your task now is simpler. He pauses. Let go. 2 words, simple words, but hearing them from him in this place, they land differently. Your mind has been a faithful servant, Imhotep continues. It has protected you, planned for you, warned you of dangers. It has done its job, perhaps too well. Now, you must tell it, gently, that it can rest, that for these next hours, you do not need its vigilance, that the temple will hold you, that the gods will watch over you, that the night will keep you safe. He reaches out again. This time, he places his hand over your heart. The warmth spreads from his palm through your chest, down into your belly, out to your limbs. Feel this, he says, quietly. This is your body, breathing, your heart, beating, all by itself, without your instruction, without your control. Your body knows what to do. It has always known. All you must do is trust it. The garden is changing. You can still see the palms, but now, through them, you can see the stone walls of the sleeping chamber. You can still feel Imhotep's hand on your heart, but now it feels lighter, more like a memory than a touch. When you wake, his voice says, from somewhere far and very close, you may not remember all of this. That is as it should be. But your body will remember. Your body will know that it received what it came for. Permission to rest. His face is fading now, becoming smoke, becoming light. Sleep now, he whispers. True sleep, deep sleep, the kind of sleep where dreams dissolve into nothing and everything and nothing again. I will watch over you as I have watched over thousands before you. You are safe. You are held. Let go. You are back in the chamber, or perhaps you never left. It doesn't matter. You are lying on the mat, your body so heavy, so relaxed that you can barely feel where you end and the mat begins. The lamp in the corner flickers once, twice, and then settles into a steady glow. The incense has nearly burned away. Only the faintest wisp rising. Outside, somewhere, you can hear the first birds, the ones that sing in the darkness just before dawn. But dawn is still far off. You have hours yet, hours to sleep, really sleep. Your eyes are closed. Will they ever open? It doesn't matter. Your breathing has become so slow, so deep. Each inhale lasting forever. Each exhale, a letting go of the day, letting go of tomorrow, letting go of everything you thought you had to carry. The temple is holding it all for you. The stone beneath you is ancient. It has held 10,000 sleepers before you. It will hold 10,000 more. You are just one in an endless line of pilgrims who came seeking rest and found it here in the darkness, in the silence, in the sacred healing, dreamless sleep, 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 sleep. There's nothing else now, no story to follow, no journey to complete, just this moment, this breath, this darkness that holds you like water, like stone, like the arms of an ancient god who knows exactly what you need. And what you need is this stillness, this silence, this deep, deep rest. The kind of rest where you forget your own name, forget where you are, forget everything except the soft, steady rhythm of your own heartbeat. And even that begins to fade into the darkness, into the deep, into sleep. The night passes. Above the temple, the stars complete their ancient circuit. Orion descends toward the western horizon. The Milky Way tilts and turns. New constellations rise in the east, and in the sleeping chamber, you rest deeply, completely, your body doing its work, repairing, restoring, renewing, your mind finally quiet, finally still. Dreams come and go, but you don't chase them. You don't cling to them. They are like clouds passing across the sky. You simply let them drift. And beneath the dreams, beneath everything, is a vast, peaceful darkness. Not the darkness of fear, but the darkness of the womb, of the earth, of the space between the stars. The darkness from which all things are born, and to which all things return to rest, to heal, to begin again. You are safe. You are held. You are exactly where you need to be. The temple surrounds you. Imhotep watches over you. And you sleep as you were always meant to, deeply, peacefully, completely. Sleep. The darkness is lifting, not quickly, not harshly, but slowly the way honey drips from a spoon. The sky is changing color, from black to deep blue to something softer, violet, lavender. The stars are fading. One by one they slip away, returning to whatever place stars go when the sun returns. But the sun is not here yet. This is the time the Egyptians called the hour between night and day, between darkness and light, between sleeping and waking. The most sacred hour, the hour when the boundaries are thinnest. In the sleeping chamber the lamp has died, the flame that watched over you. All through the night has finally exhausted itself, the oil gone, the wick cooled. A thin ribbon of smoke rises from it and dissipates, but you don't need the lamp anymore, because there is a new light now, faint, almost imperceptible, a soft blue-gray glow seeping into the chamber, dawn light. It touches the edge of the wall, creeps along the floor, so slowly you couldn't see it moving. But if you watched for long enough, you would see that it has traveled from the doorway halfway across the room, reaching towards you. You are still sleeping, but it is a different kind of sleep now, lighter, closer to the surface. Your body knows. It always knows when morning is coming. Some ancient part of your brain has been counting the hours, measuring the quality of darkness, listening for the birds. And now, it begins the slow work of bringing you back. Not yet. Not yet, but soon. Your face is peaceful. All the lines of worry, of tension have smoothed away. Your jaw is loose. Your forehead is soft. Your eyelids rest gently over your eyes. Your breathing is deep, slow. Each breath lasting 4 counts in, 6 counts out. The rhythm of perfect sleep. Your body has done its work through the night. Cells repaired, memories sorted and stored, toxins flushed away. Your nervous system has reset itself. The constant hum of alertness has finally been given permission to quiet. You are restored. Not completely, perhaps. One night is only one night. But it is a beginning. A reminder to your body of what rest truly feels like, so that it can find its way back again and again. The chamber is becoming visible in the dawn light. It is smaller than it seemed in the darkness. More simple, just a room, stone walls, a low ceiling, a mat on the floor. But there is something about it, something you can feel, even in sleep. This room has held so many pilgrims like you. So many people who came carrying pain, carrying questions, carrying the weight of simply being human. And this room welcomed them all. It asked nothing of them, demanded nothing. It simply held them through the night, in the darkness, until morning came, just as it is holding you now. Outside, a bird calls, closer than before. A clear liquid 3-note song. Another answers from farther away. The conversation of birds at dawn. The same conversation they have had for thousands of years, in this same place, over these same stones. Your eyelids flutter, just slightly, not opening, not yet, but responding to the light, to the sound, to the slow, inevitable pull of morning. There is no rush. There's never any rush at dawn. Dawn takes its time, arrives at its own pace, and you can take your time as well. Your fingers twitch slightly. Some dream perhaps, some last fragment of the night, playing out. You make a small sound, a soft, contented the sound of someone who has slept well. Your body shifts, just barely, rolling slightly to one side, drawing your knees up just a little. The sleeping mat beneath you has molded to your shape through the night. It holds the memory of your body, warm where you have been lying, cool at the edges. You settle into this new position, and for a moment, you sink back down into deeper sleep. One more cycle, one more dream. This is how waking happens, not all at once, but in waves, rising toward consciousness, then drifting back down, rising a little higher, drifting back, each time coming closer to the surface, but gently, so gently. In the courtyard, the water basin has caught the dawn. The surface perfectly still reflects the sky, and the sky is blushing now. Pink, rose, a soft, gentle gold beginning to spread. The sun is not visible yet, but its light is arriving ahead of it, announcing the coming day. The lotus flowers in the temple pools are responding. The Blue Lotus closes at night, but at dawn it opens again. Slowly the petals unfold, like hands opening to receive a gift. They turn toward the coming sun, waiting. There's a freshness in the air now. The coolness of the desert night is still here, but there is a promise of warmth, a hint of the heat that will come later, but not yet. Right now, the air is perfect. cool enough to be refreshing, warm enough to be gentle, the temperature at which the world takes a breath. Behind your closed eyes, you are dreaming, a final dream. You are walking through the garden again, or perhaps you never left. The light in the dream is golden now, morning light. The palm trees cast long shadows, the water sparkles, and Imhotep is there again, standing by the edge of the pool. But he is not looking at you this time. He is looking at the water, at the lotus flowers, at the light dancing on the surface. And then he turns. He sees you, and he smiles. A warm, knowing, paternal smile. The smile of someone who knows that you will be all right. He raises his hand, not in greeting, in farewell. Go well, he says, though you don't hear the words. You just know them. Remember what I told you. Your body knows what to do. All you must do is trust it. He turns away then, walks toward the sycamore tree. And as he walks, he becomes less solid, more transparent, light and shadow, smoke and memory, until you cannot tell if he was ever there, or if the whole garden was only ever light playing on water. The dream fades, gently, without sadness, just fades, like mist in morning sun. Your eyes open, slowly. At first, there's only softness, blurred shapes, gentle light. You blink, once, twice. The world comes into focus. You are looking at the ceiling, smooth limestone, the soft pearl grey light of early morning. For a moment, you don't remember where you are, and that's all right. You simply lie there, breathing, being, and then slowly it comes back. The temple, Saqqara, the night of sacred sleep. You remember arriving, the purification, the incense, the Blue Lotus drink, and then sleep. Deep, dreamless, healing sleep. Except there were dreams, weren't there? You try to remember them, but they slip away like water through your fingers. You remember a garden, a voice, a presence, but the details are gone. And somehow that feels right, because what remains is not in your mind. It is in your body. You feel different, lighter, clearer, rested, truly rested. For the first time in longer than you can remember, you sit up slowly. Your body feels heavy in a good way, solid, grounded. You roll your shoulders, stretch your arms overhead. Your muscles feel warm, loose. You touch your face. Your skin feels cool, soft. You are here, fully here, in your body, in this moment, in this room. The mat beneath you has creases where you slept. Your white linen robe is wrinkled, small, mundane details, but they feel significant somehow. Evidence that this was real, that you were really here, that you really slept. You stand. Your legs are steady, strong. You walk to the doorway. You stand in the doorway. The courtyard is bathed in soft light now. The water basin glows. And there, touching the top of the far wall, is the sun. You can't see it yet, but you can see its first rays. Golden, warm. They move slowly down the wall like honey pouring. In minutes, the whole courtyard will be filled with light. But for now, it is still mostly in shadow, still cool and peaceful, still holding the quiet of night. You step out into the courtyard, your bare feet on the stone, cool, solid. You walk to the water basin, kneel beside it. The water is perfectly still. You can see the entire sky reflected, pink, gold, infinite. You dip your hands in. The cold shocks you awake, fully awake. You splash water on your face, your neck, your arms. The cold runs down your skin, drips back into the basin, rippling the sky. You feel alive, awake, clear. You stand, look around the courtyard. This place where you came in darkness, in desperation, in hope. It looks different in the light, simpler, more humble. Just stone and water and sky. But you know what it gave you. A night. One sacred night. A night when you were held, when you were seen, when you were allowed to rest. You look toward the exit passage. It's time to go. Back to the world, to your life, to everything waiting for you. But you are taking something with you. Not just memory, but knowledge. Body knowledge. The knowledge that sleep is possible, that rest is real, that you can let go, even if only for one night. And if you could do it once, you can do it again. You walk toward the passage, through the narrow corridor, past the carved walls, past the places where lamps burned last night, out through the gateway. And then you are standing on the plateau again. The sun is rising now, fully visible, a disk of gold on the eastern horizon. It warms your face, your shoulders. Behind you, the step pyramid catches the light, its terraces glowing, ancient, eternal. Ahead, the path leading down, back toward the Nile, toward villages, toward ordinary life. But you are not the same person who climbed this path yesterday. Something has shifted. Not everything is solved. Not everything is healed. But something has changed. You carry the temple with you now, in your body, in your breath. The memory of what it feels like to truly rest. And whenever you need it, whenever the wheel starts turning too fast, whenever the mind won't quiet, you can return here. Not to this place, but to this feeling, this knowing that you are held, that you are safe, that you can let go. You walk down the path, one step at a time. The sand shifts beneath your feet. The morning opens before you, and somewhere behind you, in the temple, on the sleeping mat, in the darkness, your rest remains, like an offering, like a prayer, left there for the god, for Imhotep, who heals, for the stones that remember, for all the pilgrims who will come after you. You are part of an endless line now. Those who came seeking sleep and found it. Sleep well, pilgrim. The temple is always here. Whenever you need it,